Hello everyone, I'm Recv5,
And I am Sandman99.
and welcome back to Madden NFL 2012, the bad Madden.
Yep, the bad Madden.
Madden 12 suffering here.
Yep. And thankfully, we're nearing the end of the regular season. We're going to play our 15th game, and so far we're 14-0.
Using just running plays.
Using just running plays. Well, you do have, I think, some positive yards passing, like 9 yards or something on the season.
Yep, and one of them was a play-action pass.
Yeah, and one of them was a play-action pass.
If you can't stop the run, you're going to have to deal with play-action.
Yeah, and you did throw it once this season, so that's probably enough, right?
Yep.
You set it up forever, and then when you finally threw it, it really worked.
That's right.
For 18 yards. The thing is, though, with the amount that you ran in that game before you set up that play-action pass, you would have thought that all 11 players on the defense would have been charging toward the line of scrimmage when you did that play fake.
Yeah,
and that pass probably should have been a touchdown.
Because this team never ever passes, right?
That's right. You never ever pass. I don't know. This game is terrible. I mean, they added all these nonsense things in here, like tendencies and traits and hot and cold streaks and dynamic player performance and all that BS. And you know what? The game still plays like dog shit, right?
Yep.
They put the cart ahead of the horse, I think, and they needed to make a good, sound game first.
And they failed to do so.
Because I don't really care much what happens from this point forward. Even if we lose out in the playoffs and don't win the Super Bowl, the fact that we managed to win 14 straight games, plus 4 exhibition games, so 18 straight games that we've won without throwing any passes.
Well, to be fair, we did throw passes in exhibition, but it didn't work out very well.
Yeah, it didn't work out very well, and as soon as you went to the all-ground game,
we started winning consistently.
Well, we won all our exhibition games too, but even the exhibition game that we won where you were passing, you were running the same pass play.
Yep.
Right? The curls play.
Although it was barely manageable.
Yeah, but still, it was the same play. You ran one play the whole game.
That's because I couldn't actually physically run any other play.
Yeah. And I don't care what happens from this point forward. There is absolutely no way that we should be doing as well as we are with having, only calling one play on offense.
Well, we do run like 3 different
or one
plays.
type of play.
One type of play.
Right?
Yeah. It's just a new meta, man. We're going back to the 1930s.
Well, it looks to me like we'll need to... Ooh, wow.
There is no shortage of skilled players on this offense, but make no mistake, it's a unit that's built to run the football, and running it is superstar Steven Jackson out of Oregon State.
Running the ball is the secret to...
But we'll see if they actually run the ball or if they pass like crazy.
Yeah. Well,
take the kind of punishment Steven Jackson has taken over the years and still be as effective as he is today.
And Chrissy is definitely primed to be a performer to watch.
Okay, what are they doing here? 4 wide receivers and a tight end, so no running backs. I guess I can probably put the dime on then, eh?
Yep.
The Tasmanian Devil, Troy Polamalu out of USC.
Yeah, I don't know what more you can say about Troy Polamalu that hasn't been said 100 times. He's just one of the best, and maybe...
Look at this, he's got forever to throw the ball. Happy holidays. See, it says happy holidays there?
Yeah.
They can't even say Merry Christmas. Those.
I knew that was going to come up. I wasn't going to say anything. Although I feel the same way as you do about
the holiday is Christmas, people. That's what the holiday is that they're saying happy holidays for.
I know.
It's actually a religious observance of Christian religion, and that's why they call it Christmas.
Well, even for the non-religious, I mean, it's still Christmas, right? Because that's what it says on the calendar.
Traditionally, that's what it's always been called for hundreds of years, yes.
Well, thousands of years, technically.
Yeah, I suppose. I don't know, did they have Christmas, like, before, like, back then?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they must have had Christmas a long, long time.
Yeah. But anyway.
I know. I read up on the history of these things once, but it was so long ago I can't even remember them.
Well, you're off to a quick start here. You doing that aggressive blocking thing again?
Nope. All I did was hand the ball off that time.
Oh, okay.
That's all I had time to do.
Oh.
It's 1st and 10.
Well, that was a handy block by the fullback there against that linebacker.
Yeah.
Everybody kind of did what they were supposed to do there.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Hines Ward. He's out there blocking on that corner on the left side. Let's see how he does.
Hines Ward is that with all of his success, he still prides himself on catching the toughest balls.
We're going to watch Hines Ward over here. I'm going to watch Hines Ward. And look at him block that guy.
He's not going to catch anything this game.
Nope.
Has he caught anything all season?
No, I don't think you've actually thrown a pass at him yet. Right? I think it was a tight end that you made that nice long play action pass to.
I think you're right, yeah.
And it was a running back that you did that accidental audible pass to.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a running back out of the backfield that you threw that to.
Yeah, that was not even intentional. I just couldn't work the controls.
Yeah.
Even I can't work these controls.
Yeah, I know.
And I played competitive fighting games for years.
The controls in this game are mushy and soft, right? I mean, I don't have as much control over an individual player on the field as I did in Madden 05.
That this young man got his mother's talent.
He definitely overcame his father's upbringing, but here is a guy that we have enjoyed watching play.
What's this? Now they're talking about a guy's parents?
Yep, now they're talking about a guy's parents. I actually wasn't paying attention to what they were saying.
No, neither was I.
I've kind of tuned it out because they talk about Hines Ward 6 times a game.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I don't mind the commentating and all that kind of stuff, even if it's kind of cornball sometimes, but
they give it off here.
I just think that they made very little effort at making a decent football game.
Yeah. Well, hey, you know, Hines Ward has a carry on the season, I'm pretty sure.
Yes, he does. Because when you audible to that full house thing, Hines Ward is the guy who lines up in the tailback position for some reason. So yeah, he has actually got several carries.
I think I should have run to the other side, but oh well.
Or maybe it worked out just fine.
Apparently.
That was some great running there.
Oh my. Well, you still have that aggressive blocking thing up your sleeve if things start not going your way anyway, right?
True.
But I wouldn't do it unless you have to. Unless what you're doing stops working, right?
Pittsburgh is up a score. Pittsburgh gets ready to kick it away. Avery is back to receive the kick.
I don't know what version of Madden that was that the guys who were playing the Detroit Lions and only throwing a slant pass or something.
It was like the NFL head coach or some shit. I can't even remember which one or what year or if they made more than one.
Yeah. But anyway,
that was soft drink TV.
This, if anything, is probably worse than that.
Or the same.
Well, or certainly no better anyway. But But it's
See, the flaw with their game plan is that they kept trying to throw the ball. They didn't realize, they didn't have the wisdom that we have, that bad things happen when you go to the air.
yeah. That's
Although
right.
they did win 2 games,
Yeah.
which was more than what the Lions won in that season in real life.
I don't know. I think that ranks right up there with this, really.
Well, actually, the season expectations for their coach were so poor that even though they had the lowest reviews at the end of the season, they still wanted to hire them back for a second season.
Yeah, because they were more successful than anticipated.
That's right.
Having a great catch, but that time just didn't happen.
They take over at the 20.
Okay, well, they're in the shotgun, so I'm going to go to the 3-4 here. And I'm going to sack the quarterback myself.
Nice. What'd they do, let you through unblocked?
Oh, you want to look at what I did here? I think what happened was I crossed over with the linebacker on the outside, right?
Okay.
Because this is one of those, let's see if I can operate the camera here. This is one of those things where you see the linebacker there,
Yep.
right? He has a pass rush assignment as well. And then this guy, obviously, this linebacker's in man coverage on the slot guy there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so what I did was I shifted the line to the I guess it would be the left side of the screen, and then crashed the line to the left side of the screen. But you see the path, like it's almost like the linebacker takes kind of a weird path, right? Like he cuts toward the inside almost.
Yep.
But look at this. Look at number 77 there, right? He tries his damnedest to get over there, and look at that, right? He's psychic. See number 77
Yep.
here? Like, what kind of bullshit is that, right?
The best bullshit.
And yet, you know, what's this guy doing? He's out here staring out into space, and there's nobody for him to even look at.
Well, that's kind of how number 77 should be.
Well, yeah, because, you know, if anything, I'd say that the halfback had a better chance of seeing what was going on over
Yeah,
here
well,
than
it should be
number
the halfback
77
doing this
did.
block,
Yeah,
really.
exactly.
But why does the halfback step up so much in this play design anyways? That
I
doesn't
don't
make
know.
sense.
But it looks like, okay, you know what this is? This is a screen. He's running a screen. You see that?
Oh, okay, yep.
Because look at what the 2 offensive linemen did. You see, that's why, like, watch right here. Oops, right here. You see how this guy kind of runs around that guy? It's because
Yep.
that guy's running out. He's screen blocking. And
Everybody's
so is that
screen
guy.
blocking.
And that guy. So they basically had no blocking here. Right? So it doesn't matter that the right tackle is psychic and makes his way all the way across the pocket to pick up that pass rusher, because I've got 3 guys coming unblocked over here.
Ridiculous.
Throwing a screen on 3rd down and 10. Like, what are you doing out there, right? Anyway.
Backfield.
Yeah, not a lot of pretense on that play. He is so strong.
That is absolutely horrible play calling, right? Like, horrible.
Almost at will. They're going to need to
Yeah, you know what they should have done? They should have called the dive play.
Well, and it's also horrible play design, because what kind of... Okay, I guess I just let that land and roll. What kind of play design do you have where you have 3 offensive linemen basically completely abandon protection?
I don't think that's probably how it's drawn up. I think that's just how it runs in Madden.
Because even if, like, they didn't even have time for that screen to set up, right? You know, you have to leave enough guys in to at least protect your quarterback long enough for the play to actually set up the way that it's supposed to run, right?
Hey, look at that. I actually broke a tackle.
Yep. Wow.
I didn't do anything special to break that tackle, though.
Nope.
Brings up 2nd down and 5.
You know, for a 14-0 team, our stands aren't very full.
Maybe it's because we run the ball so much.
Yeah, everybody just bored as shit, eh?
Yeah.
They'll tune in on the after the TV blackout is lifted. They'll tune in briefly just to see how much we won by.
Yeah, pretty much. Meanwhile, Mendenhall doesn't care. He gets what he was paid to do, right?
Yeah. Well, he's probably, after this season, he's going to want a raise, right?
Here's the give.
Okay,
Wow,
well, you
okay.
just bull
I don't
your
know
way
how.
right through there. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure somebody was trying to tackle me there, and there was just no animation to go into.
yeah.
And so they, like, ran alongside me for 10 yards.
Well, like I said, tackling in this game is horrible, right? It's terrible.
Mendenhall.
Let's not. With the 3 linebackers all crashing into the same gap, let's not.
Was there for the stop.
We'll just go
Yeah,
around.
you managed to make something positive out of that at least.
They line up at the 49.
So, what are you going to call in this situation? The dive play?
Well, that's what I've got called.
Yeah.
It seems like a dive play kind of situation, don't you think?
Yeah, well, you seemed like you weren't really too sure. You know, I thought maybe you were considering running the dive play instead.
Ah, fair enough, fair enough. You know, that's also a good play. Another favorite of mine.
42-yard line. By Dahl. Now we have
Sometimes it can just be so hard to choose, you know?
Well, in this situation, maybe the dive play might be appropriate.
I don't know, I think I might want to audible to the dive play here.
Yeah, probably.
they keep it on the ground with the tailback.
It's such a versatile play.
Yeah, yeah, you can run inside or you can run inside. You can run left or right inside.
Yeah, exactly, see?
You can run straight ahead.
There you go. Now you're thinking in forbidden terms now. They aren't going to be able to handle that.
Nope, that guy shed the block that time.
We still got 2 yards,
Yep.
34-yard line. James Laurinaitis.
so that's fine. We'll call the dive play.
Third down now. They'll need a couple of yards to convert for a first down.
Yeah, well, you know, it seemed like a good idea.
At the time,
Well, looks like they've got some sort of a zone defense there.
it's okay.
Yeah, well, you know, you run the dive play and you just plunge straight ahead for a first down.
That's right.
That extra effort.
Determination on that one. Those are the type of
Well, look at that. Number 53 sort of briefly double-teamed a guy, and then he slipped off him and moved upfield to block someone else.
Oh, they've got that man coverage.
Yep,
That pesky man coverage.
yep.
They'll give it off here.
Oh, well, just run the dive play.
Yep.
Around the 25-yard line. By number 56.
Pick up 6 yards. I
You
know
bet.
John. I know John would expect more, but you know,
Yeah, he wouldn't be happy unless you got 15 yards on every dive play.
but then again, though, you know, to be honest with you, I don't know that John Madden would have been entirely happy with this game if he'd ever
Actually played Madden?
Actually played any of these games.
Well, to be fair, he might have played some of the older ones and then went, neat, a football video game.
Yeah, maybe.
And that was probably about the extent of his appreciation for that.
Yeah. Yeah, they were just paying him to put his name on the box, right? Now I guess they're probably paying his family to put his name on the box.
They hand it off.
Well, at least he's got a legacy.
Yep.
He's wrestled down at about the 17-yard line. By Gibson.
It's just a shame that they don't make a better game for it.
Yep. Well, he runs the dive play up the middle. Oh, that linebacker again.
Yeah, well, I thought he was going to get pushed to the right, but he got pushed to the left there.
Well, it looks like he made a move or something, and he managed to slip around them there.
That's okay. We have a solution for that.
Yeah. Were you going to call the dive play?
You bet your ass.
Oh. See, what I can't figure out is why is there no lineman assigned to block that linebacker?
Because my fullback was going to do it for me. I think both of the halfbacks are tired.
Yeah. Well, you've been running the ball quite a bit this game.
Thankfully, we had the end of the quarter there.
Yeah. Yeah, and everybody gets a little breather.
The defense has been unable to stop them on third down so far. Let's see if they can make a stop here.
Well, let's see if we can score a touchdown here. Oh, they're moving that guy across.
It's okay. We kind of want that.
Yeah. Yeah, so you can call a dive play and run right up the middle.
That's right.
Pittsburgh hoping to double their lead here as they close in on the goal line.
Must be just about time to hand the ball off and run up the middle.
Just about.
They'll keep it on the ground
Oh,
again.
didn't quite make it in.
Yeah, that's okay. We can try again.
Down, goal to goal.
Hey, wow, they actually had something there resembling somewhat a goal line defense.
For a brief moment.
Yeah, until they moved that other guy off so he's standing in space over there.
It's okay, we're just going to run the dive play.
Yeah. Yep, they should have kept those two guys up at the line of scrimmage, I
Shoulda,
guess.
coulda, woulda.
Yeah.
Touchdown, Steelers.
That was just good old-fashioned.
Yep, Mike Tomlin's looking like a genius out there.
taking over.
Yeah, he's invented a new way to play the game,
Yeah.
eh?
He had a dream, and in that dream, Chuck Knox appeared and said,
Sean Shreeson.
"You need to focus more on the ground game this season."
Yep. Yep. The ghost of football passed.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh looks ready to kick it away. Avery is deep, looking to return the kickoff. He'll return it from the 6. He brings it back to the 23.
Okay, well, here we go again.
Wow, I had that ball for like the whole first quarter.
You had the ball for a really long time. I've almost forgotten how to play. You had the ball for such a long time.
And we'll have a first down and 10.
Okay, well, here we go. And they're going to try and run out of the shotgun.
He's going to be tackled for a loss.
Didn't really work out for them, though.
For simply getting stuffed on nearly every rushing attempt. They need to get a spark somehow because this just does not bode well for them.
They got 3 wide receivers out there, so I'm going to put the 4-3 out there. Running out of the shotgun again.
Are not doing a good job at all on the ground so far. They need to somehow get that turned around because if you can't run it, boy, it is tough.
Well, they got 4 wide receivers and a tight end again, so I guess we'll do this.
14 yards for the first. Ball on the 19.
We'll do this dime thing again here.
Has a man to his right. He can't come up with it.
See, even though I'm only playing dime in extremely obvious situations, like when they have no running back on the field, they still haven't completed a pass yet in this game, right?
Yep.
Oh, I can play punt block man.
So, it's 4th down. The Rams ready to punt this one away.
See, it's just the, is this going to come down? I'm going to actually get to run this back a few yards.
You actually got to run it back a few yards.
Yeah.
And you didn't cough it up or anything either.
Yeah, but it's just like I was saying in the last episode. If you stop them from running, then they can't pass, right? You know, like, I could put the monster defense out there from Madden 05 against them, and they wouldn't be able to pass either in this game, right? Well, look at that, eh? Pounds it up the middle. They were totally not expecting that.
I actually ran into the back of my fullback there because he stopped and turned around for a second.
Yeah, it's like, hurry up, man. I've got places to go. I wonder if they have a playmaker stick thing where you can direct your blocker like you could in Madden 05. Oh, look at that. Slips past the tackle.
I really don't know.
Because in Madden 05, if you just give the right stick a little bit of a flip forward, then if there was a blocker near you, in front of you, then that would make that blocker go and look for the nearest defender kind of thing, right?
The ironic thing about that is I never used that feature in Madden 05.
I don't a lot, but I do it occasionally, right?
Inside give.
Well, he's got 20 carries here already, and we're only a third of the way through the second quarter.
Ball on the 31-yard line.
Oh, look at that.
Wow.
Wow.
We were fighting for yards there.
Yep. Very impressive.
Short yardage situation here. They'll need a little less than a yard to convert.
So you're going to run the dive play or what?
Yeah, well, you know, it's short yards. We don't got to get too much, so I think just stuffing it up the middle is a good idea. Not a whole lot wrong can go with that.
Well, they might stop you, but, you know.
But can they stop Big Ben afterwards?
Or maybe they won't stop you. Give up a 20-yard run on 3rd down and 1, right? Wow. Your left guard's starting to get tired again there, though.
I know, but I can't do anything about it.
Yeah. Well, you'll just have to score here pretty soon so he can go and sit and suck some oxygen down on the bench again.
Fuck.
Redmond takes a handoff. That's a 2-yard gain.
Well, that was the perfect time for them to call a blitz.
Well, that was kind of expected because that linebacker kind of evaded the center there.
Yeah, well, you had two guys that basically escaped blocks there, right? And it still took the second guy to bring you down because the first guy hit you, but he slowed you up, but then it took the second guy to actually tackle you, right?
Up the middle.
Okay. Oh, I thought you were going to score a touchdown on that for a second there.
No, we got a first down, which means we can eat some more time off the clock.
Oh, looks like your left guard must have got subbed out because the guy that's in there now is looking fresh.
Stop an offense if you can't stop the run, and you have to deal with play action.
If we can keep running like this, I guarantee you there's not going to be any play action in this game.
No. Play action run. He gets in.
Well, we ate up maybe like another 40 seconds off the clock there.
Yep. Oh yeah. Well, you know what? The more time that you can maintain possession of the ball, the faster this game will end, and the sooner that we can stop playing it.
There you go.
Swisha is good on the point after.
Hey, look at that. He's having a good game today, too. Hey, he'll get his 100 yards today, probably.
Pittsburgh is ready to kick this one off. Avery is back to receive the kick. And he gathers it at the 6-yard line. He's stopped at the 24-yard line.
Back to you.
Okay. Oh, they got a 1 wide receiver set out there, huh? Okay. They're going to see if they can run the ball with a big set out there or something, I guess.
Oh, they fumbled it.
Yep.
I somehow suspect that was actually a fumble, too.
Wow, you know what? Your offense is going to be exhausted because they aren't getting any rest.
I think they already are. I mean, the halfback is fine, but that's because I sub him out all the time.
Yeah.
At the 21-yard line. And we'll have a first down and 10. They hand it off.
That's right, folks. The best offensive play in the game is the dive play.
Out of the I formation twin tight end.
Yeah. And the best defensive play in the game is the 4-3. I think it's even the 4-3 over, right? Because it shows the linebackers shifted to one side.
Yep.
So the 4-3 over man under 2 is the best defensive play in this game. I play it a lot, and I have a great deal of success stopping the opposition on offense.
It's 2nd and goal. I don't know what we're going to do here.
I don't know. I think maybe you should try calling the dive play.
You know, that's a pretty good suggestion there, John.
I know that's controversial, but, you know.
It's definitely not a situation I would normally call the dive play in. But because I trust your coaching prowess, I think we're going to go with it.
Yeah, because what would you normally call in this situation?
Well, normally I'd call the dive play, but...
yeah. Well, see, you followed my advice and got a touchdown.
Yep, you're an offensive genius.
It's a good thing that scum kick thing, that pooch kick thing still works in this game, too.
Yeah, or else we'd miss every extra point.
Yeah, because the kicking game in this game is pretty bad too, right?
Well, it's not as bad as in the other Maddens because I can kind of mash the kick. So, like, if you watch how I do this on the controller here, I start the power, and then I do that, and then I just, like, mash the shit out of the impact zone there to make sure that I hit it somewhere in the middle of the impact zone.
Oh.
Because if you don't press it multiple times, I've found that lots of times it just doesn't register.
Oh.
So I just mash the shit out of it like it's, you know, online leg in a fighting game.
Well, another thing that I found is, though, and I noticed from watching you, is that it's really hard to tell where you're aiming.
Yes,
right?
The aim is, like, absolutely terrible. As long as you don't have to aim, you're fine. But if you have to aim, you're screwed.
See that? Now they're trying another little trick here. You see that?
Yep.
But 2 guys missed a tackle there, right?
Yep.
Oh, well, we'll go back to the 4-3. I had the 3-4 on there because they had 2 wide receivers. And I thought maybe they might try to pass, right?
Bradford hands off to the left. James Harrison.
Well, at least that guy took a good pursuit angle.
Yep.
That's something you don't see too often.
Oh, well, they got 3 wide. Okay, looks like...
See, they didn't get a Walmart block there. I thought totally with the way that guy was running on the side that they were going to get one, but they didn't.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll put the 3-4 on here because this is looking like a passing situation.
Should have put the 4-3 on.
Yeah, I guess. Well, thing is, though, like, this was one of those random things where for some reason everybody got picked up.
He may not be the fastest guy in the league, but you can tell he wants the ball in his hands in big situations.
Okay, well. Okay, they got single back big out here. But that's okay. We got the 4-3 on. Oh, look at this. What is that? Wow. Suddenly their running game starts to work, right?
Yep.
I think it's a scripted thing. It's near the end of the first half, right? So I think that's what's going on here, right? Well, they left both the tight end and the halfback in the block, right?
And he's tackled at about the 33-yard line by Kissel.
Now they're hurrying up.
Batted down.
The pass is broken up. What a play!
What a play. Okay, they got no running backs again in this formation. So
They'll face second down and 10.
Man, can you imagine being the coach and wearing one of those headsets and getting electrocuted to shit during the rain?
oh, I imagine. Look at this. See a dime defense, and they beat the crap out of it, right?
Shouldn't have put the dime on.
Yeah, I know. What a
Time
bunch
to
of
call a timeout.
And when you watch a guy throw
I have to, because I've still got a guy missing, right?
that hard,
Now line up in your 4-3 and don't change it.
Yeah. But,
Even if they come out in 5 wide receivers, put a 4-3 out
Yeah.
there.
see, that's what happened though, right? I got screwed on that because
First down and 10.
like
Dime.
I basically got screwed out of a timeout because I was missing a defensive lineman,
Just gets it away.
right?
good pressure that time, and they forced a bad throw. Not much he could have.
I had a defensive player trapped behind the line of scrimmage, so I had no choice but to call a timeout there. Okay, well, they've got one wide receiver on there, right?
4-3.
No, I'm going to go with the 5-man line for this. Oh,
Dumps it out left. It is an incomplete pass.
because, you know what, the goal line is an okay pass defense too, right?
Especially when you run man coverage out of it, apparently.
Yep. Well, basically what it is that if you look at this play, it's the square option here, and you see the 4 pass rushers. Well, you can see that other guy is a lineman, right?
Third down now. 10
And he's got a
yards.
man coverage assignment.
Ball on the 13-yard line.
We'll go for it with the 4-3 here now.
Has a seam down the middle. James Harrison.
Well, that makes it 4th down, so I guess they'll have to kick a field goal now.
Aren't looking all that sharp at all right now in the passing game. And I know it's still early, but they have to be getting a little frustrated with their.
I managed to hold their cheesy 2-minute drive to a field goal
Call on the
attempt.
field goal unit.
And that's just what that is too, right? It's a scripted thing because all of a sudden their running game starts to work when it was an abject failure for almost all of the entire game.
Well, that's okay. You still managed to stop them, and hold them to a field goal here.
Field goal unit
Yeah.
out to try this
But that's what I mean
27-yard
though. I'm not playing this game. This game is just playing against itself, right?
It's playing against the 4-3 man under 2.
Yeah, I know, but it's basically the game is playing it's playing against itself. I have nothing to do with the outcome of this, right?
And with
Well, you did advise me to call the dive play that one time.
Yeah, that's true.
3, the Steelers.
That was a
There-
pretty big contribution.
Well, see, there seems to be a little bit more player input
Is deep, looking at a return
into the offense, right? You know, like you seem to be able to, if you're kind of sharp, like you have been so far today, you can see where the openings are and run into them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But on defense, it really doesn't matter what you do.
And we'll have a first down.
Because even though I can manipulate the defensive pass rush a little bit and sometimes get a free pass rusher coming from one side or the other, it doesn't seem to matter anyway because, you know, like a quarterback that is facing a free pass rusher will throw a dart down the field for 15 yards, and then on the next play, he'll have 5 seconds back there and get sacked.
Yep.
You know, eventually just because he holds onto the ball forever, right?
The solution well and truly is just, do 4-3 man under 2.
Yeah. Well, it does. It appears to be the best defense in the game, yeah. And even on that one where it was an incomplete pass where I got a hit on him there, that was so close to being a sack that it was, you know, probably should have been.
Mendenhall takes it up the middle.
Number 34.
Gets maybe a couple.
Gain of 2 on the play.
Oh.
The offense needs about 3 yards.
Well, it looks like they're not even going to bother calling a timeout here. So I guess they're probably going to let you run the clock out.
It's just a casual game of football out there, right?
Yeah. Well, you made the first down, so I guess that means they won't call a timeout here. They'll let you. I'll bet you if you'd have been stopped short, they probably would have called the timeout to make you punt it back to them. But
A little credit there. They knew they were going to have to drive this defense off the ball, and that's exactly what they did on that.
Yep, that's totally what I did there. Yep.
yep. I don't know. It looked to me like you just handed the ball off and ran up the middle.
It's exactly what I did. Why? What did they say I did?
Well, they said they were talking about how great a job your offensive line did. And yeah, you know what? When you want to run the ball straight ahead on every single play, well, you do need to have a pretty good offensive line in order to be able to do that, I think.
They've had a lot of practice over the season.
Yeah, they should be the best at it that there is. Okay, well, you know what? We're at the halftime here, so it must be time for the halftime stretch. I don't need to watch the halftime show again.
All right. And we're back.
Yes. And it looks as though our fullback is on a hot streak.
Indeed.
So maybe that's why the dive play is going so well today.
Well, maybe.
Oh, we got to return the kickoff? Okay.
We got to return the kickoff.
We'll return. I'll try my hand at this. You're generally better at this kind of thing than I am, but
I know, but it's a defense play, so.
Oh, okay. Well, all right.
Because
I guess
it's a defense
I'll just
play.
run straight into the middle of the pack there and try and get to the 20. I almost made it to 20.
Now there you go. I can't say I would have done any better.
The offense will start at the 19-yard line. First down, 10 to go.
Oh, well. So what's your strategy for the second half going to be?
Well, I think we're going to stick a little more to the ground game here.
And call the dive play here, just like that, eh?
That's right.
Yeah. It's like you hand the ball off and you run up the middle, and the middle of their defense just seems to melt, right?
I really don't know how it works. It just does. It's just the way the game is designed.
Like Johnson there, the fullback, when I was looking at it, because they were showing the players who are on hot and cold streaks and all that, Johnson's on a hot streak today. So maybe he is performing better than usual. And when you look at him, he's actually doing a pretty solid job of lead blocking for you there, right?
Yep.
You know, like he definitely blocked that linebacker and allowed you to pick up that 5-yard gain there.
Well, and we're going to hope that he does it again.
And again, and again, and again.
Oh, they got that pesky man coverage.
Yep, they do. Those two safeties are a long ways off the line of scrimmage, though.
On the ground, up the middle. Chris Long.
I guess they were counting on the defensive line to make the stop there, because those two safeties were not going to be part of that play unless it turned into a big gain, eh? Oh, look at that.
Batch gets a carry.
Converts on third down again.
Yep, that's why we bring him out on third down.
Yep. because he runs the dive play on 3rd and long really well, right?
Unlike some of our other halfbacks, which can only do things like run the dive play, you know, Batch has a much higher versatility than the other two.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you turn around and hand the ball to him, he can run up the middle really good, too.
Exactly. That's what I like to hear.
Here's the halfback. He's brought down around the 46-yard line.
And Redmond picks up 5.
Brings up 2nd down and 5.
It's too bad there's not a statistic for 2nd and 5s.
Yeah. Oh, you had somebody unblocked come from the
Yeah,
right
that
side
there
there.
was actually, it was supposed to be the right guard's responsibility to block him, and he must have just beat him.
If that was the left linebacker, though, he's supposedly on a hot streak too today, right?
Yeah, that was, let's see who that was. No, that was the middle linebacker.
Oh, was it?
They just
okay.
they crisscrossed over.
Yeah, they decided to double team.
What kind of a double team is that?
Yeah, I know.
Look at that.
It's Madden.
The
right?
crisscross double team.
Yeah, it's Madden madness. That's what it is.
We'll confuse the defensive tackle. That's totally what's going on here.
Yeah, it's Madden madness. I don't know. Personally, I think they should have done the blocking logic completely differently. I mean, not that it's hard to run in this game usually anyways, but it would have looked a lot better if they only go to a double team if one of those guys doesn't actually have somebody to block. You know? Well,
Wow, that guy got vacuumed onto me there.
yep.
Did you see
Well-
that vacuum tackle?
Well, I guess you're going to have to kick it away
Defensive line play, but that time
for the first
guys up
time.
front on defense were just overpowering.
Yeah,
But
that was like he zipped into place there.
Yeah, well, look at that. See,
Right?
he got a little chip from 85 there, but then
Well, he's not in a position to tackle
he's
me
not
here.
in a position to tackle you at all.
And then
Yeah.
zip.
Yeah, it's like he reached out with his right hand, grabbed you, and then levered himself into the space.
Yep.
Right? Yeah. Because that block should have been more than sufficient to spring you up for a gain. Up
Yeah,
the
you know, they
middle
say
there.
your average linebacker has a 400-pound per square inch bite, right?
Ooh, good punt.
Yeah, that was actually a good punt.
Yeah,
That's rare.
yeah. It was bound to happen sooner or later. Okay, well, they're coming out with 3 wide receivers, so I'm going to put the 4-3 out.
Sounds like a plan to me.
At the 18-yard line.
Well, it's a bunch formation, too.
Should work perfectly for your linebackers here.
Yeah.
Passes it short.
No, they throw it to the fucking halfback anyways.
Yep.
The Tasmanian Devil. Troy
Well,
Polamalu
usually they
with a stop.
usually they leave him. Whoops. Usually they leave him in the block, right?
Yep.
Oh, now they've got a big set in there, so maybe we'll run the 4-3 over.
And we'll have a first down and 10. They spot it at their own 32.
Single back 3 tight end. Oh yeah, Timmons gets another interception. Wow, that guy's like the best
And he's tackled.
line cornerbacker in the league. I'll bet you he has more interceptions than anybody else on the team.
First down, 10 to go.
See, that's the thing I've discovered is when you're playing defense, you have to keep the faith and keep playing 4-3, even when you are tempted sometimes when you see multiple receiver formations to, put a nickel or a dime out there. You got to play that 4-3 to stop the run and force them to pass, because bad things happen when you go to the air. Or if you're playing defense, from a defensive point of view, good things happen when your opponent goes to the air, right?
There you go. Yeah, passing for the defense is like a Terry's chocolate orange.
Yep, that's right. It's almost as good as having that chick in the bathtub fall through the ceiling into your apartment.
We have our first penalty of the game.
Oh, we have holding.
Oh, wow, there's a penalty?
Tackle was made by James Laurinaitis. And that flag was thrown in the neighborhood of holding.
Okay.
Number 53.
Well, I guess they decided to slow you up a little bit now after that turnover. Right?
Well, that's okay. We have a play for second and long.
Yeah. What are you going to do? Are you going to try and run the dive play?
Yep.
Oh, look. Wow, you see that? That guy came through there untouched, but you managed to escape him.
Was there to bring him down.
Well, Redmond's like the tiniest little bit faster than Mendenhall, right?
Yeah. It's surprising that that guy would come through untouched, though, because you outnumbered them on that side of the formation completely, right?
Well, they got to get their scripted bullshit in somehow, right?
Yeah. Well, I think they pretty much stalled you with this, like wonderful holding penalty out of nowhere when we haven't seen a penalty called in like 4 games, right? It suddenly just happens, and then you can call the dive play on 3rd and 11, eh?
And make a first down.
Wow, that was brilliant. They were totally not ready for that at all.
With that, and now it looks like all that running is really taking its toll on the defense.
Now we have a first down and 10
See,
to
at this
go.
rate, if you call the dive play a few more times, you might find yourself in the end zone.
Indeed.
Look at that gap open up there. Wow.
Yeah, that's about as big of a gap as I've ever seen.
Yep.
First and goal.
Okay.
It's first down and goal. Ball on the
So,
6.
I don't know. If I was playing offense here, I think I'd probably go with a dive play.
You know, I have to say, in this one situation, we don't agree very often, but in this one situation, I have to say I agree with you.
Yep.
Redmond gets another handoff.
Oh, they didn't give you the touchdown for that?
They
Really?
didn't give me a touchdown for
Wow. I guess you have to do more than just fall across the goal line with
That's
the
okay.
ball in your possession. You actually have to maybe run out over the end line at the back or something, right?
that. We have a play for this situation.
Oh, are you going to call a dive play, or are you going to give it to the fullback? Oh, you're going to give it to the fullback.
We're going to give it to the fullback.
Although, that being said, technically this is a dive play too.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's just a variant of the same thing, out of the same
Yeah,
formation.
you're just getting crazy out there.
He'll try the fullback, who flies ahead for the touchdown.
Got to give him his touches too.
Yeah. Nobody even touched him.
And added points
He
to
was
the board.
that was an unopposed run.
The best kind.
Well, when I watch the AI defense defend the run in that kind of situation, and no one even touches the ball carrier, it makes me wonder how I would do in that similar situation, right?
The Rams.
Yeah, it's probably universally impossible to defend the run in this game.
Yeah, except that I seem to be able to prevent them from getting me in that situation very often, right? Like, I'll bet you I can count the number of times that our opponent has actually had the ball inside our 10-yard line on one hand,
Probably,
right?
yep.
For this season. In fact, I suspect that most of the time
It's first and
they
10.
don't even make it into the red zone, right?
Jackson on the run.
See, 4-3,
Sure doesn't look
man under 2.
the same explosiveness that we usually see out of him.
Yeah, and I think that fumble.
I think the thing that makes a 4-3 over the tougher run defense too is you look at the front,
Run like that in the NFL.
because it's a wider front, right?
Own 19-yard line.
See, 4-3, man under 2.
There that time, but it got close enough to distract the quarterback and force him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
I can't count.
I imagine that was distracting.
I can't count how many times you've managed to get a hit on him too doing this.
Yep.
You just do this all the time.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm going to go with the 4-3 on 3rd down and 12. We'll just back everybody up in case they try to throw a long pass here. Yeah, see that?
What the hell?
I just called the same defensive play 3 plays in a row.
This is the only play you should call. See? You found your dive play.
Oh my god. This game is so bad, I can't believe it. Okay, well, I'm going to call a fair catch here.
Fair catch middle?
Well, I don't think the extra 3 yards that I'm going to get on the punt return are really going to make a great deal of difference in this drive anyway, right?
No, because that actually might take away a dive play, which means we won't be able to run the clock as much.
Well, and also it risks a fumble too, right? You know?
But more importantly, it might take away a dive play.
Yeah, because you know what? Your halfbacks are pretty trustworthy with the ball for the most part, considering how many times you've handed the ball off to them this season, but to be honest with you, I don't trust the special teams in this game anyway, right? At all. Nothing that I have seen inspires trust on you know, in the punt return game. I wouldn't even return kickoffs if I didn't have to.
I don't even pay attention to these things anymore, to be honest with you.
No, if you might have noticed that if they kick the ball into the end zone, even if it only just crosses the goal line by a yard, I call a fair catch just to make sure we get the touchback, right? Because to tell you the truth, is when it comes to, look at this, when it comes to returning punts and kicks, I'd just really rather not.
Fair enough. You know what made that run work is when I got stuck behind my blocker, I just started wiggling the stick randomly left and right, and then I kind of popped free.
Yeah. So there you go, folks. I did learn one control method playing defense in this game, and that is the line shift and crash. Right? I learned how to manipulate the defensive pass rush in order to get pressure on the quarterback if he passes, right? And to be honest with you, that wasn't all that terribly hard to learn. Before the preseason started, I spent about, I don't know, an hour in practice mode practicing that.
Yep.
Because I'd already decided before we even started doing this series that that was going to be my primary defensive method, right? Because I found that zone defenses in this game are stupid. They don't work, right? You know, defenders will go to the middle of their zone and then they'll just turn around and face the line of scrimmage and stand there, and they won't do anything or react to what's going on the field until the quarterback actually throws the ball. So really, the only time that a zone defense really has much of a chance to stop a pass is if the pass, the destination of the pass is just within a couple of yards of where that zone defender is already standing.
Or if it hits him.
Yeah, or if it hits him, or if it's a longer pass, because then the zone defender has time to actually react and run to where the pass is going, right?
Yep.
But, you know, if say you play a 3 deep zone and you've got, you know, like say 4 short zones, well, even with 4 short zones, there are still dead spots in between those zones, especially the way that the AI players, you know, actually execute their assignments, right? Uh-oh.
I'm like sitting here listening to you talk about zones.
Yeah. And so what happens is they will all back up into their short zones and stand still, right, while the play's developing, and then the quarterback can throw, you know, into the seam in between 2 of those short zones, right?
And I'll sit here while you're talking about zones and zone out while you talk about zones.
Yeah, just run your dive play, okay? Just do that. Yeah.
That penalty didn't seem to matter much.
No, that didn't really matter too much. There, Redmond's got his 100 yards for this game. As we start the 4th quarter.
Yep. I still have possession of the ball right now.
Yep, you do. You still have possession of the ball. So there you go. For people out there watching this, the twin tight end big I dive play should be your bread and butter offensive play.
Yeah, halfback lead.
that you should call at least 50 times a game.
At least.
And on defense, the 4-3 over man under 2 defense should be your primary defensive scheme. And in passing situations, like if you think they might pass, then yeah, you could get away with like a 3-4 man under 2. There's a touchdown.
Yeah, you can hand it to the fullback sometimes with the fullback dive play, as long as you don't do it too often.
Yeah. Well, you know, short yardage, you know,
goal line.
First, second, or third and goal from the 1. That's a good time to give it to the fullback.
And the point after is good.
Well, this is right back to where we were before that dry spell that we had going on for a while, eh?
Yep. Well, I wonder if it was just that those teams were better, or if it was scripted hardness, or...
I have no idea. I don't know why all of a sudden it's so easy.
Well, I did get a fairly decent night's sleep last night. Maybe that's why.
Yeah, maybe you're just finding the gaps a little bit better than usual or something too, right? Okay, well, you know what? I know they're going to come out probably passing, but they got 3 wide receivers, so I think I'm going to put 4-3 out there.
Take over at the 22. First down.
We'll just back. Oh, look at that. They just audible to a 4 wide receiver thing. And then they try to run out of the shotgun anyway. See, that's why they can't run against me, because they keep trying to run with these multiple receiver sets. And I think that's how this game's designed. They try to set you up to make it look like they're going to pass.
Mm-hmm.
And so you put a pass defense out there, and then they run against you and get a big gain, right?
Except you can just put the 4-3 out there.
That's right. Well, the thing is, though, you got to figure that out first, right?
They go with the run. And the tackle was made by Lawrence Timmons. I expected a pass there, Chris.
Well, I understand you don't want to get completely one-dimensional, but at some point you have to crank it up and try and make some plays, and I think that...
Well, they've already figured out, though, that bad things happen when you go to the air. They got no running backs. What do you think? Should I put the... I'll do it. I'm going to do it.
Third down now. They'll need 7 to convert. Ball on their own 25.
Huh.
He's searching for a receiver.
See, he has forever to throw the ball, and then he just throws it out of bounds.
He was in danger of getting sacked. Smart thing and threw the ball away.
And Gus, that awareness is something he's really
Okay, well, here we go. We're
good sense to get rid of it and take the loss of down.
Yeah, well, he was in danger of getting sacked there, so...
Really over the course of a game,
I don't know, it didn't look to me like he was, but okay.
Situations.
Not to mention keeps him from taking unnecessary shots as well.
So in order to play with a lead here and protect the lead and run the clock, what are you going to do? Are you going to...
Well, I think we need to be a little bit more conservative than we were in the first half, and we need to stick to the ground game and hand the ball off a little bit. So I've called a dive play here.
Oh, look at that, see?
He's tackled at about the 31 by Robbins.
Mendenhall is like permanently tired now.
Yeah.
This happens to him every game. He just reaches a point where he has nothing left in the tank.
Yep. Well, you hand the ball to him like 60 times a game. Well, that'll make anybody tired.
Hands it to the back.
But he still fought for the extra yard there.
Yep, and still got the first down.
Yep. He still has enough energy to celebrate.
He still has enough energy to take the ball one more time.
He can't be that tired. If he can celebrate, he can't be that tired.
If he can celebrate, he can take a handoff.
Yeah. You know what? They have way more celebrations of various different types in this game than they ever had in Madden 05 that I can recall too, right? Like, generally speaking, you had some scoring celebrations and things like that in Madden 05, but, I mean, these guys jump up and down and wave their hands and act all happy just if they run the ball for 6 yards and make a first down, right?
Or 2.
Or if they make a tackle, you know.
Well, to be fair, though, making a tackle in this game is a really big deal.
Yeah, yeah, it doesn't happen very often solo, right?
That's right. Oh, I hurt one of their safeties.
Yeah.
Yep.
But just the same, though, like, they should have not put a whole bunch of that extra crap in. They should have spent the hours and the resources to, you know, like, actually make this game so that the passing game was playable. And, you know, make the defenses play better against the run.
They give it off here. He's brought down.
Because this is absolutely silly now.
By Bartel. Second
Well,
down.
actually, it was silly by the end of the first half. I don't know how far out past silly this is, really.
I'm sure it's perfectly normal.
Yeah.
You know, it's a perfectly balanced game with
oh my God.
no
it's
exploits.
the offset. It's the offset eye. See, you give them another little wrinkle, and they didn't know what to do.
Well, I needed to run the ball there, and that's where the hole was. So
Yeah. Well, you know, having that fullback in the offset eye formation too, like, picked up that linebacker in the gap, and wow. I don't know whether Johnson would be a Pro Bowl candidate or not, but he should be.
especially with the way he's been blocking.
Yeah, because nobody can block like him.
Wow, Mendenhall is full of energy on this drive.
Yeah.
Either that or he's just so tired the game gave up.
Yeah, maybe. It's hard to say.
Maybe it's raining Gatorade or something.
I mean, I see 9 guys there, 9 defenders within close proximity to the line of scrimmage, right?
Yeah, but what you didn't see is me call the dive play.
Yeah, and yet they still can't stop the dive play, right?
He's been wearing out this defense for the entire game. That was another example where he found decent running room.
Yeah, man, he just found decent running room. Didn't you see it there?
Yeah, I did. That was decent. And it was running room. But then he's had gaps that were like as wide as hallways to run through all game long, right?
Oh, fuck. Yeah, that time we had a lineman get downfield and block a safety, too.
Yeah.
Just to make things, you know, the icing on the cake, right?
Yeah, really.
I think that was our center, actually, if we take a look at that.
Yeah, number 73.
That's
that
the
was
right guard.
The right guard gets down the field and blocks that safety out. Yep.
Yep.
Oh well, that's okay.
Extra point is good. Better than 8 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. And our score is the Steelers 49, the Rams 3.
It's actually kind of tragic in a way when you think about how bad this franchise has gotten by this point. And if they haven't gotten any better since then, since this version, then you know, how much longer is this going to go on before they lose their license and somebody else gets to make a football game?
Yeah, you know, it almost wouldn't be so bad working for EA. If all you had to do was make Madden every year, imagine how easy that job is.
Yeah, just make some shovelware to shovel out the door.
Oh, fuck, we don't even know if they do anything more than update the version number, and then the artists come and they make more textures.
Yeah.
Right? Change a 4 to a 5, or a 3 to a 4.
Well, the thing is, though, they do have, you know, like, this game does play differently than Madden 05 by quite a bit, right?
The biggest update to every Madden game is usually the marketing statement.
Yeah.
Those guys work so hard every year.
I'm gonna sack him again. Oh no, gonna. Oh, Timmons got another one. Wow, eh? I thought I was gonna just sack him again because I had the defensive end coming free there again, right?
Yep.
And that was like a shotgun bunch formation, and I was playing 4-3. Man under 2. And they keep trying to pick on Lawrence Timmons for some reason, and he makes them pay when they do that.
See, that's something that we got to keep in mind, though. See, EA probably has, like, one of the best marketing teams in the business.
Yeah.
All right? If you were looking to poach a marketing team, you would want to poach EA's marketing team. Because they will market for you like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah, well, they've managed to keep this franchise alive, and I think it should have probably died before they even got to this point. Right.
Their lives depend on marketing for you.
Like, we're playing a, what is this, a 13 or 14-year-old game here?
Yep.
And it was awful, like, bad enough that I'm amazed that they survived this, right? You know, really, as far as I can tell, this probably should have ended their franchise. This version of this game, because it's so bad.
Well, except they had exclusivity rights at this time.
Yeah, I know, but still, you would think that even the NFL would rethink things if they had anybody reviewing gameplay of this at all, right? And I imagine that the outcry from the gaming community must have been pretty loud. Ooh.
I don't know. I kind of doubt it, actually.
Well, I find it shocking that, like, because we've played this game hardly at all. We haven't even played a complete season yet of this game, and we're both completely unfamiliar with it. And it only took about 3 games to figure out how horrible this really is, right?
Yep.
So I don't see how anybody could even play an entire season of this without realizing that they got screwed. If they had
they gave me a touchdown.
Oh, they
there.
gave you a touchdown for that?
That's
All
a touchdown
right.
for Batch.
Yeah.
So after the pick, the defense puts up points on this possession.
Coach is really happy there.
Yep. Well, he ought to be. He's about to be ahead 56-3.
On the running attack.
Yeah. You know what? I have a hard time believing that the Rams are that bad of a football team, too, right?
Now, if you were a coach and you kept running the dive play and you kept getting results like this, what would you do?
Well,
Right?
I think
Like if you were an NFL coach and you could...
I think I'd probably run the dive play some more.
Yeah. Like, who needs a passing game when you have a running game like this?
Cam's under it. He will start from his own.
Well, even in some of the tougher games that we played, you managed to amass enough rushing yardage to score enough points to win those games too, right?
Yeah, like 272 rushing yards on a bad day.
Yeah.
Offense will start at the 22-yard line.
Oh, look at this. They got twin wide receivers out there now.
Oh, that's okay.
I wonder if they're going to try and run again. Yep.
Handoff up the middle. The stop was made by Casey Hampton. Another conservative call when the clock is ticking.
Yeah, and really the way that
Okay, well.
if you're good enough throwing the football,
Well, I'm gonna stick with 4-3. It's been working really well.
you're essentially like run plays.
We'll just back everybody up. Oh, look at that.
Bradford hands it off.
You know, I think he almost lost yards there from all that stumbling about there.
Yeah, well,
They were trying really hard to get free.
yeah, well, that's what I think they're doing with these run plays. I think they're trying to get a freebie, right?
Yep.
I think that this game, the way that the logic in this game is programmed, I think that they expect a certain behavior from the human player based on the situation. And I think that they do their play calling accordingly. So they line up in a multiple wide receiver set or a shotgun formation, and they expect, like the reasonable
The reasonable player?
The reasonable human player response would be to put a nickel or a dime defense out or whatever, right? And then when you suddenly hand the ball off in that situation, well, you know what? The nickel and dime defenses are not good against the run. Like they're trying to hit you with a big play on the ground by doing that. And it's almost like that, it's almost like a comedy out there where I know that you know that I know that you know that I know that you know.
Yep.
You know? And so I'm going to keep playing the 4-3 because I know that they're going to try to run from a 3-wide receiver set or from the shotgun or something like that because they're trying to burn me if I put an appropriate defense out there with the right personnel to stop a pass, right? And maybe that's why your running game works so well in long yardage situations too, because they put a nickel or a dime defense out there and then they can't stop the run, right?
Quite possibly.
They line up at the 45.
And you know what? We may turn in scores like this in Madden 05 all the time too, but
we have to do different things.
You have to mix your offensive play calling up, you know.
And you have to try really hard, and you're pretty good at the game.
You actually have to try to be good at the game. Whereas this thing here, I mean, I don't even know how to operate all the controls.
Yeah, neither do I.
The reason that I'm doing the one thing that I do is because that's all that I know how to do.
Yep. Because that's all you ever actually had to learn how to do.
Well, yeah, I didn't have to learn how to do anything else, so... But if I had to play offense, we'd probably be screwed because I don't know how to do that, right?
I'm sure you'd be fine.
Yeah, well...
I'd just have you run the dive play. Third and 2.
Yep. Yeah, with any luck, I won't even have to go back on the field again. I can just sit back and watch you finish this out.
Well, I might have to hand it to Big Ben at least one time in this game yet.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. You haven't had to yet. You haven't. I don't think you've even. Well, I think the only time that you failed a third down was on like a 3rd and 4 or something.
Yeah.
And you had to punt once.
Yeah, because it ended up 4 and 4.
Yeah. But yeah, this is... Well, you're going to make the first down here, too. I think it's safe to say that by the end of this game, we're going to be 15-0.
Yeah, well, you know, they could still come back. I mean, they've got their 3 timeouts.
Yeah. I don't know, 53 points is a pretty big deficit to overcome with only a minute left.
But they've had our offense to learn from for all game long.
And they have to get the ball back from you first.
Right? They just need to run the dive play. It'll be fine.
No, they can't run against me. Right? I think I've demonstrated that in this game, right?
Oh, the last run of the game for a loss.
Yep. That's okay. See that? They're celebrating and waving their hands around and all that.
They just lost this game.
They just lost this game 56-3, but they're really happy that they managed to stuff that play for a loss of 1.
Yep. Playing for pride.
Yeah. Well, I guess when you're down 56-3, you have to find the positives where you can, eh?
There you go.
I don't know. I'm going to say it again. This game is a disgrace. I think that EA should have been embarrassed to put this out. I don't know whether Madden 13 was better than this, but it must have been.
I doubt it.
Although from what I've seen from
Ryan Lee's channel,
well, and other
Soft Drink TV,
and other reviewers, Angry Joe too.
Yeah, and then also the competitive Madden and what Joke was doing.
Yeah,
I mean he was doing the same thing I'm doing.
Yeah. Except I think in that version it was the stretch run that was unstoppable.
Yeah, it was the
right?
stretch run, and he was using a punter to hand off the ball because it was faster.
Yeah. But just the same though, like any reviewers who are not kind of in the pocket of the of EA, you know, gave the most recent one that came out last fall very negative reviews too, right?
Yep.
And that's why I watch reviewers, because I have seen some of these reviewers actually give some games that come out good reviews. You know, like they're not just bashing a game just for the sake of bashing it. They're actually giving you their honest opinion.
Well, we managed to run for 483 yards this game.
Yeah, wow. That was quite something. See, I only gave up 28 rushing yards and 35 passing yards, playing the same defensive play over and over and over.
They just couldn't figure you out.
Yeah. How many sacks did I get in this game anyway?
I will have to see that in the other statistics, probably.
Because I think I got a few sacks. I got a couple of interceptions.
We had the ball for 52 minutes.
Yep. Wow.
All right, well, we had an all-time high in passing stats.
Yeah, no passing statistics. So, yeah, Mendenhall got the ball 49. I see you're running by committee a little bit more, hey?
Well,
not having Mendenhall just carry the load all by himself. You're kind of sharing the ball around a little.
I'm trying to prevent fumbles, so every time he gets tired, I sub him out for Redmond.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, so anyway, Redmond had a good game, too.
Yes. And all the running backs got a touchdown.
Yep, everybody got a touchdown.
340 yards.
Yeah, no receiving stats.
Oh, look, Hines Ward got
another pancake block, so he's going to maintain his lead for the his team lead in pancake blocks.
Yep, he's the team leader.
He probably leads the league in pancake blocks.
He should go to the Hall of, or he should go to the Pro Bowl.
Yeah,
stats like that. Oh, you had your strong safety and your linebackers.
Yeah.
Like your strong safety had the most tackles, followed by your right end, followed by Harrison there. Timmons.
Yep.
There's Timmons. Seven tackles for loss. Three sacks, all by Kiesel.
Kiesel gets 3 sacks. And Lawrence Timmons with 2 interceptions. See? When you put that dime defense out there, you better not throw it at the linebacker.
Yeah, don't throw it at the linebacker.
You know, like, wow.
2 forced fumbles.
Yeah.
Barrier and Taylor.
Yeah. Then we recovered one of them. You didn't have to kick any field goals today. You scored touchdowns every time.
Yeah, I just kicked 8.
Except for that one punt.
8 extra points and 1 punt, which was an inside the 20 punt.
Yep.
Hey, our punter's no longer on a cold streak.
Yeah, well, he got that inside the 20 punt.
There
right?
you go.
Yeah.
So I bet you that Ben is still on a cold streak.
Oh, he probably will be forever. So, he had a quarterback rating of 0. He completed 5 out of 18 pass attempts for 54 yards.
Ouch.
Yeah, really, eh? Wow. And, what's this? 12 carries for 28 yards.
And 1 fumble. And one broken tackle.
1 broken tackle, and his longest run was 15.
The worst part about this is he's actually a decent running back, and they were talking him up at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, I know.
2 catches, 1.
Yeah.
Wow, they only had 5 completions.
Yeah.
And 3 drops.
Well, no, those were, like contested passes too, right? They weren't just unforced errors. Those were actually... Yeah, so their middle linebacker between solo and I don't know whether you needed the assist tackle stat in there or
I think
not,
total
but
was just fine.
total before was just fine, right? Yeah.
14 tackles, and an 11, and then a 10,
Yeah.
8, 8, 8, 7. Everybody's got almost double digits in tackles. They made a lot of tackles in this game.
Yep. 2 tackles for a loss.
Out of however many run attempts. We'll have to count how many run attempts that was again.
Well, I'm pretty sure it was close to 70 because I know and I gave up the field goal this game.
Ah, that's fine. That'll help your average.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 49, so that's 59, 69. That would be 70, or 73.
Yeah, so
74,
76
76.
rushing attempts.
76 rushing attempts.
Yeah.
And 0 pass attempts.
0 pass attempts.
So that's about a 50-50 split, right? I don't know math very well. You know, I only took a degree of that in university, but I'm pretty sure it's about a 50-50 split.
Yeah, okay. Well, you know what? I'm sure glad this is over for another week. But I guess we are nearly at the end of the regular season.
Indeed.
One more game to go.
One more.
Yeah. And that'll be next time. So until then.
I'm Recv5.
And I am Sandman99.
Have a good one.